Guys, it's Gosh. I have a very important topic to talk about. Um, so let's just jump right into it, cause if I do too long of an intro, then my video might end, cause it does that a lot. It just ends in the middle while I'm recording, cause I have really low storage on my camera. So let's just get into it. I'm not gonna switch screens because I'm not just gonna stop it and then jump right into a new thing. I'm just gonna go with one recording. Okay. So if you watched my first video, Meet Gosh, then you know everything, and then if you watched Masha's first video, you would know how we met. So if you don't watch those videos first, then this might be a little bit confusing. But yeah. So taking place right after where Mosh left off. Then I moved to Michigan for 6th grade because I just felt something pulling me to live with my dad. I don't know, but I just have this weird connection with my dad that I just needed to be with him. So I had to leave my mom in New Mexico and I had to move to Michigan. And then, so I was there for all 6th grade. Me and Milani talked a little bit, but it was really hard to keep in touch because I was across the country. Anyways, so, and then 7th grade, which is my current time, I'm about halfway into the year. I just got word from my sister that apparently in February, my mom is going to send money for that. She's not really gonna send money, but she's gonna buy plane ticket for my sister to fly back down to New Mexico. And that's all happening in February. I don't know when in February, but all I know is that I have to decide between going to live with my mom again or staying with my dad. And I have to decide this very extreme tough decision in less than a month. I mean, maybe you've had to make a really tough decision, or maybe you've had to make the same decision. But my parents, they're across the country from each other. So if I go and live with my mom, I won't be able to see my dad for a year or maybe even more, depending on how much money both of them will have at the end of the year. And not being able to see one of your parents, it's really hard. I was only 9 when my mom left for New Mexico. For the first time, I was only 9, and it was really hard. And then when I had to leave New Mexico to come back here, that night I remember so specifically, I started crying and my mom came into my room and she climbed onto the top bunk and she brought the baby and she sang me to bed. And then the morning, it was really tough in the morning. The worst part is, you think it's bad, the climax, the days leading up to the day that you have to leave, you think that's the worst part, but the worst part is hugging your mom or dad for the last time before you get onto that plane, and then thinking that you made the wrong choice all the way there, and thinking that about what it would be like with the other parent, or how different it would be, or how much better. But I'm just gonna state the pros and cons, and maybe you could leave comment on what you think I should do. Okay, so I'm going to list the pros and cons of staying here first. I'm going to start with the pros, which is like the good stuff. Me and my dad have a weird daddy-daughter connection. I don't know why, but yeah. My dad, he is working really, really hard. He just got fired, and it's not, we're kind of in a bad boat right now, but he says when he gets his taxes, everything's gonna be better. Anyways, let's just keep to the pros. I'm kind of leading into the cons, because there's a lot of cons on both sides. Let's try and stick with the pros. I have a really good life up here. Like a really big pro is that I have like all of my family here in Michigan. The only person in my family, people in my family that's not in Michigan is my mom, my little brother, and my baby sister. And they're like one of the most important ones. But yeah. So and then yeah. Now, I'm not gonna try and make this video extremely long, but let's get into the cons. My dad, he drinks a lot and he yells at everybody and he makes everybody feel really bad. And then in the morning he forgets everything that happened and he just thinks everything's okay when really it's not. And it's really tough here because he's really on us about getting really good grades and stuff, but he says, I don't expect you to be perfect, but he thinks he's not, but in reality, he's pushing us to be perfect. And I can't be the perfect daughter, I can't be the perfect student. No, that just doesn't exist. And then, yeah, this video is already like 7.5 minutes. So pros about staying with my mom, I would get to see my mom. I would get to see my baby sister that I've wanted since I was literally 3 years old. And now that I have her, I'm not there. I would get to see my little brother who was diagnosed with a form of autism a little bit ago. Not like a little bit ago, but like a couple months ago. And that changes a lot of stuff because I feel really bad because like he has like something wrong with him, and I would always get really mad at him when he didn't listen very well. But my sister was the same way with me. I have ADD and ADHD, and I can't really pay attention. I get like off track and I'm really forgetful. But like, yeah. Anyways, and cons of being with my mom. Cons of being my mom, it kind of leads about my dad. Cause like if me and my sister both leave, then all he's gonna have is his girlfriend Storm, and she's about fed up with my dad getting drunk and yelling and stuff. But she says that the only reason she still sticks around is because she knows that we need her. But if we're not there, I'm afraid she's gonna leave and my dad's gonna be wondering what he did wrong. And I'm afraid he's gonna do something really, really dumb that's every time that I like say that or think that, I don't know, I feel like my dad's gonna kill himself or something. And I can't deal with that. So there's a lot more pros and cons on both sides. But this video is almost 10 minutes long, and and if I talk any longer about this, I'm probably gonna start crying. But of course, Mosh wants me to go stay with my mom because New Mexico is a lot closer to Texas than Michigan is. And my mom promised that if I came back to New Mexico, then she would, like, on vacations and stuff, she would drive me out and I would stay like a week or two with Milani, which is like my code name for Mosh. Her code name for me is Jazz Hands. They're really weird. They're really weird names. Anyways, like, take into consideration about the pros and cons of both sides, and like, if you had to choose between your mom and dad, what would you do? And so, like, leave a comment of whether I should stay with my mom, stay with my dad, or go to my mom's. So, yeah, so just leave a comment on, what I should do. So,